What is up? Welcome back
Oh, sorry.
to the Words
Sorry,
from the
Chad.
Nerds podcast. As you can see, I'm once again joined by my lovely co-host. But before we get into that, like, comment, subscribe, show some love, show some support. Actually, before we get into that, we got a little something today, boys. We got some comments. What the heck? We got some comments today. This is crazy.
Oh my God.
I will start with, because it's the first time in a while that we've got to do some housekeeping. Thank you, first of all, for 100 freaking subscribers, baby. Oh my gosh. What a milestone.
That is crazy.
What a milestone. We are currently at 130 subscribers. I don't know how that happened, where that came from. Actually, I do know where that came from.
Guy.
I do know where that came from because we do have quite a bit of comments today. I will have to pull it up over here. Let me get bada boom, bada bing.
Is this the thing that I don't know yet? The
Yeah,
TikTok
it
thing?
is.
Yeah. I was like 130. Like, are you trolling?
We are at 130 subs. 10 days ago, when we dropped our What If episode, we got a comment from Hidden98 Blade 80 who said, I don't know, I had so much fun with each season in terms of What If. In terms of pure concepts and imagery that evokes the awesomeness and grand scale of the comics. What if over the live-action MCU?
Really?
Yeah.
No way. I did not read this comment.
Yeah.
That is...
wow. It's definitely your take.
I respect your opinion. Yeah, I respect your opinion, but that's about as much as I can say about it.
Yeah.
That is...
It's
wild. You must be an anime fan. Not anime, but like animated stuff fan. So
it's a bold take. Yeah, of course, but to each their own. I mean, we're glad that you enjoy it. You know, I mean, this show, we weren't in the minority in terms of not enjoying something Marvel put out, but knowing that there are people out there that enjoy What If, because I have seen some, and that have even enjoyed the final 2 episodes. I mean, to each their own. To each their own.
I've never felt so disconnected from the podcast guys I listen to. They like loved it, bro. It was crazy.
Oh my
they thought it was the weakest season, but they still loved, bro. One of them, their second favorite episode was the Howard and Howard and I forget her name.
Darcy, yeah.
Darcy, yes, dude.
I thought those guys
crazy.
you loved listening to them because you usually agree with everything they say.
Dude, normally that's the case, bro. Normally that's the case. This one was...
They betrayed you.
It was wild. I couldn't believe it. I was listening to it on the ride home from my little vacation thing. I was in shock, but
wow. That's, I mean, you know, more power to you. You know, if that's, like I said, if we are in the minority, I'm more than fine, because we were with Agatha, I guess it seemed like. So, you know, I'd much rather have people like something that we hate than the opposite. All right, and then we have quite a bit of comments. Let's see. These are all from 9 to 8 to 6 hours ago. Ayo, go watch One Piece because it's peak. From Valentine MMM 4322. Someone else commented on one of our shorts and said, "Hear from Noel Miller's nephew." I don't know who Noel Miller's nephew is, so, but you know, thank you.
Oh my God.
Sir Can Kurt 5867. Thank you. Another comment from Ryan Fox 8508. Charlie, you should watch One Piece. Valentine again. Go watch One Piece. Sirkin again. Watch One Piece, I beg. Cassandra Ramirez 9191. Watch One Piece, Charlie. And then Elastic T. Watch One Piece. Hey, Charlie. I mean, you got a lot of... I don't know where this came from. I don't know how this happened, but Charlie got quite a bit of love of people wanting him to
Can I see what... what the video was, or
yeah, we should show it.
Yeah,
to
here, I'll pull it. I'll pull
I
it
just
up.
can't believe
I'll
that
pull
this
it up.
was your plan. You were hoping I wouldn't see that video, and then I was just gonna come onto the podcast about today. And there's so many comments. Charlie, watch One Piece.
All right, I'll pull it up
That's
here,
crazy.
and I'll share my screen. Video watchers, I apologize. This isn't going to be the prettiest setup you're watching here. Got my Discord everywhere. All right. Here is the wonderful video that drove everybody to come ask Charlie to watch One Piece.
One more thing I have to ask of you. And this is purely just a favor. So this is my podcast right here. I run it with two of my best friends that I've met through this app, and I need y'all to do something for me. First off, sub, like, do all that fun stuff, but I need you to convince my co-host to watch One Piece. Because if he does, I can talk about One Piece for hours at a time, weekly with him. And this is me, someone whose journey just started a year ago, getting somebody else to hop on and talk about his journey. There is nothing I want more than to talk about One Piece hours at a time with somebody who is just now starting their journey. So if y'all could do that for me, if you could head over to Words from the Nerds podcast, LINK in my bio, and convince him to watch One Piece with me, I will forever be in your debt. Thank you very much. That's all I'm going to ask.
Dude, let's put context. This app is being banned from our entire country in 4 days. And this man uses one of the last days that he has on the app to do that. To do that, bro. Oh my god. I agree with one of the people that commented in there.
No. I mean, that's BS.
You
That's
can't ask
BS.
somebody to do that if you haven't even finished it yourself.
Oh, somebody
like,
said
yo,
that? I didn't see that.
Yeah, you replied to him. I don't remember his whole comment, but you
I
replied
thought-
to him. You said something, but
If it's the guy I'm thinking about, I thought he had said, "Oh, this isn't a show that you can like force somebody to watch. Like they have to watch it on their own." And I was like, "I respect your point, but like I disagree." That's
what because you were asked to watch the show. And that's what got you to watch it.
I mean, I was asked. It got to a point where Brandon, shout out Brandon. I just
shout out Brandon, yes.
my boy,
and he's spitting on Twitter about the Switch 2. That's all I want to say. He's spitting.
He'll enjoy
Nintendo
that.
is dropping the ball hard, bro.
He'll enjoy that. He said, yeah, he just sat me down one day and he was like, "We're watching the first episode," and I was like, "Oh crap, all right," and then it just went from there. So I disagree with who said that, but regardless, thank you everybody who showed love and everyone that subbed. Holy crap! I mean, 30 subs in a day is crazy.
That is crazy.
So lots of big things. I want to get into y'all. How have y'all been? I mean, we missed the last week. I was snowed in. I mean, got a horrendous snowstorm that kept me in the house for like 3 days straight. And we were all just kind of in our own little worlds. Took a nice needed break and we're back. So how the heck have y'all been? What have y'all been up to?
Yeah, I'm doing good, man. As I said, I just went on a little trip, as Benji did as well. But my bad, I did not communicate that until it was pretty late into last week. So I'm definitely a big factor as to why we weren't able to upload last week. But, decent trip, just further up the West Coast. I've never left the West Coast of the United States. So I'm staying, well, other than, I guess... Nope. Every airport I landed at was still on the West Coast, so never mind. But it was a nice little trip to Seattle. It was cool. Nothing too crazy. I've been to Seattle before, but it was still enjoyable. And other than that, I wish I could say I watched more things.
You watched Past
honestly,
Lives?
My watching has been on... Oh, yes, I forgot we were going to talk about that last week. Yeah. Yes, I finally watched Past Lives. Aiden had been mentioning it quite a few times and how much he liked it, and I gotta say it was overall it wasn't as heartbreaking as I thought it would be.
I have
It's a
not
great.
seen it, by the way, just so you know.
Okay, I won't spoil it. I won't spoil. It wasn't as heartbreaking as I thought it might be, but it was still super like, oh my gosh, there's so many great lines of dialogue within it that did floor me, and like I really like I tweeted you the one I tweeted that you saw, like that one is my favorite. That one was absolutely like, and I went and I looked at your letterbox review of it, and I like how you said that like it's a I don't think this would be spoilery to say. It's a love triangle with like no bad person or no bad party, and because like there's an aspect of it that I really wanted there to be, but like there wasn't. And I feel like they handled it very well in that way, and it threw me for a loop because of that, and I appreciate that a lot. I don't know. It's just some of the pacing, I guess, for me was a little bit strange, but other than that, I mean, it was a truly really great film. Was that 23 or 2022?
23.
23.
Yeah.
Can't believe I sat on it for over a whole year, bro. I mean, it's good. It's very like I definitely plan to revisit it because I did really enjoy it, and I will say by the end I'm left a little confused, but I also think I understand it. But I'm just wondering if I understand it the same way as like maybe you do. But we'll talk about that at a different time.
I'd have to rewatch it. Yeah, that the moment I think that got me the worst is when she's walking back in silence past all those buildings towards the end. It's just like she's just walking, the
Okay.
camera's just going with her. I mean, it was like I think it was just like silent, which is what I mentioned in my letterbox. It's just pure silence, and I was just like, "Whoo,
Yeah.
this is like like emotionally torturing." But yeah, it was a great movie. Mr. Ben.
I've been good. I had a little trip. It was rather small though. It was just like a 3-hour drive for just a few days, but that was a lot of fun. Got to meet up with other online friends who I know in a different space. And it was a really good time.
What, speed
Um,
running?
yeah.
Look at
Um,
that.
yeah. So it was a lot of fun. I was really glad that I went, and I'll probably be going back that way just because it's not that far. Every few months or so just to visit and whatnot. It was a little hectic. There was like over 20 people that went, and we were between two houses that were about 30 minutes apart, which already is a lot of people to fit into two
Crazy.
houses. But the night that we got the crazy snow, which is probably when it hit you as well, Aiden, um, instead of having like two or three cars, if people go back to the other house, only one car left, and so we had 16 people all sleeping in one of the houses. So it was a little hectic,
Wow.
but a lot of fun. And it didn't impact my travel at all, so that's good. And other than that, I've just been good. School's about to start up for me, which is not fun. I only have one class, but like
Yeah.
I had this last semester off, which is the first time I've taken a full semester off, literally as long as I can remember. Um, so going back to school is a little unfortunate. I mean, it's really like job training. It's not really like schooling. It's not for grades. It's not for a degree. It's just for my work. Um, so it is a little different in that aspect, but still not going to be super fun.
Yeah.
And then as for watching things, I feel like I've actually kept up pretty consistent progress or like consistently watching things like I was towards the end of last year. Um, Obviously finishing Creature Commandos, and then I've already seen three 2025 releases, which is, kind of a lot for just 2 weeks in. Um, so yeah, I feel like I've been keeping up rather well. I plan to go check out Lee Winnell has a new movie coming out this week called Wolfman,
Mm-hmm.
which I've seen mixed reviews, but I'm hoping is going to be good just because I'm such a big fan of Upgrade and The Invisible Man. But um, not looking like Lee Winnell's best work, unfortunately. But either way, I'm glad that we're back. It feels like we haven't done this in a long time, even though
Does.
it's only been like 2 weeks. But It's good to be back. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm ready to get into today's episode. I watched Nosferatu this past weekend. It was good. It wasn't anything too crazy. I don't think it's my favorite Eggers film. I haven't watched The Witch, but I think Northman and Lighthouse, I think I like more. And I don't even really like Lighthouse all that much. So, I mean, it was a good movie, shot
Not about the
beautifully,
Northman.
gorgeous. The movie is absolutely gorgeous. But, it wasn't anything too crazy. I still think it's worth checking out. A Complete Unknown, absolutely phenomenal movie. I enjoyed it a lot, and I definitely enjoyed me some Timmy C. I thought it was great. I've been listening to the soundtrack for that movie
I
all
say it like that.
for the past 2 weeks. I think Bob Dylan's such an interesting person to do a biopic on like this. Brandon hated it, and I loved it. So it just goes to show you just how much of an acquired taste he is, and that's kind of what we put our heads together and figured out. Like, oh, maybe he is just not for everyone, and that's perfectly okay because he is kind of an asshole. But I like how they don't shy away from portraying that in the movie. So I think it was really good. It was a really good movie. I think Timothy Chalamet did an amazing job in it. He at least has to get a nomination for it. I'd be baffled if he doesn't. And then we watched Perks of Being a Wallflower today because they were running a little throwback at the Alamo. And so that's my fiance's probably second favorite movie of all time. And so she was crying the entire movie. But it's a really good movie. And I think watching it in the movie theater compared to just like watching it together on a laptop was miles better and hit a lot harder. So really enjoyed that experience today. But that's about it for what I've watched. Everything else I've watched, we're getting into in this episode. So, without further ado, let's talk about this gosh dang Daredevil trailer because, oh man, did we get a nice little treat. And I was kind of scared for a second, and I said it in my video. I was kind of scared that we weren't ever going to get this trailer or this TV show because shit comes out in 2 months, and we still had nothing.
Honestly, that's something I want to say. I think they're getting into a real bad habit so far. I mean, it's probably too early to say this, but just with the Spider-Man animated show getting its first trailer literally a month before it drops, and then now Daredevil's getting its first trailer a little over 2 months before it comes out. Not great, but also in that same sort of discussion, I guess, I think they're going way too hard, way too many trailers with Cap right now, Captain America Brave New World. Like, they just dropped that new IMAX one, full-length trailer, IMAX one, the other day, and that was like the third or fourth trailer. And then, I mean, now and the other stuff I can't really complain about. It's just like Tide Pod commercials and like TV spots for insurance companies. Like, that's just natural. That's always going to happen. But full-length trailers and stuff like that seems doing too many. Like, there's not much else you can show me about the movie like that's gonna get me excited, unless there's stuff you're hiding in the movie that obviously you don't want to show until the movie. But
Doubt it.
it's Marvel. Maybe they'll show it before the movie. Anyway,
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they're just trying to get as many people as they possibly can to go show up and throw money at it so that they could have a chance at breaking even.
yeah. It's just super crazy to me too. And I want to preface also, I have not watched this Daredevil trailer yet. Me and Ben have not watched it yet. Aiden is the only one of us who has. What I heard is that the trailer is like largely the trailer that leaked that we covered on here already, like from D23 and whatnot. And so it is crazy to me how long they sat on this. And I'm really wondering like why. Like if it looked fine. Granted, we saw it in leaked quality, but they played it at Comic-Con, they played it at D23, they played it at D23 Brazil. Why were they sitting on this for so long? It doesn't make any sense to me. They had nothing going on except for What If at the end of this and at the end of 2024. So like I don't know, bro. I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm bitching too much, even though I am. But it's just like it's so weird the choices they're making right now. It's more and more evident. I know I've been complaining about the MCU a lot on this show recently, but they just have not been giving me reasons to not complain.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I know there's no date on X-Men 97 season 2 right now, but like, I'm pretty sure it's going to be in 2025. So, what's the news on that? We don't even have news on like when that's coming, you know? So,
Are you pretty sure it's gonna be this year?
well, I guess they did release the slate and it wasn't on the slate, was it?
They released the slate, and the slate, like they already have like 6 or 7 things coming out.
Yeah.
This
So I
year.
guess maybe it won't be this year then actually. But it seems that's so weird to me. I thought they worked on season 1 and 2 at the same time because that writer, the showrunner that got fired or whatever, he wrote both seasons. Maybe they just wrote both seasons, I guess. I know animation and whatnot takes a long time, so
It's also
that's
very
also
possible that like they did work on both seasons, but like they've had some of these other projects in the works for a long time. Like think of
like Marvel
what else is
Zombies.
coming out. Yeah, Marvel Zombies. That was announced what 3 years ago when they first announced like Fantastic Four and stuff.
Yeah, a long time ago. Yeah. I mean, their release slate is crazy this year. I won't lie. I can't remember who said it, but they almost have like a project every single month this year.
Yeah.
Starting with Spider-Man and then Daredevil. Daredevil's gonna run until and I skipped over Cap, but Cap's gonna be in between Spider-Man and Daredevil. Daredevil's gonna run until probably the end of April around there, and then shortly after that, Thunderbolts is gonna drop. And then I don't know, maybe Ironheart is going to be in between Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four.
That
And then
sounds
after
right.
yeah, and then after Fantastic Four is that Wakanda show, the anthology, not anthology, but the prequel Wakanda show thing, and then Marvel Zombies in like October ish. Those are the only 3 films we're getting, right? Just Cap, Thunderbolts, and
Fantastic Four, yeah.
Fantastic Four.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, so then I think to end out the year, it's going to be Marvel Zombies and then that Wonder Man show, I believe.
Yeah.
I could be forgetting one more show, though.
What if season
I don't
4?
I bet you wish, huh, buddy? I know you wish.
Oh, it's impossible. The story had to end.
Stupid.
Okay.
Charlie, you want to do the honors?
Yeah. Let me get this bad boy pulled up again. Sorry for you audio listeners. We will be reacting to the Daredevil trailer on our video format right now. But you will still be able to hear it and hear our discussions. So, all right, you guys in? You guys ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you for finding the time. I will admit, it's not entirely unpleasant seeing you again.
Oh, okay, hold on.
A lot of time has passed. By the look of it, you've come up in the world.
Gosh, I could say the same about you.
The mayor serves his city. I can see you're not entirely convinced.
Can you blame me? I can't shake the feeling that you're gaming the system.
Why did you stop being a vigilante?
Line was crossed.
Whoa.
It's hard to come to terms with a violent nature. Hating the power it has over us.
Can't go unchecked.
The little hints of the theme!
Sometimes peace needs to be broken. And chaos must reign.
Mikey.
Am I putting the hatchet down?
This guy.
I was raised to believe in grace. But I was also
Bro.
raised to
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
To believe in retribution.
Damn. Bro, what? That is
Yes.
crazy.
Yes.
Holy
1,000 times
shit, man.
yes.
Dude, what the hell? Dude, he drop kicked someone's kneecap. That is
Crazy.
crazy. Oh my gosh. That's what they were saying was gonna be in Moon Knight, but it was never there, huh?
Oh,
Yeah, that
here it
was,
goes.
yeah.
The moon compels you, all right? The moon haunts you. Don't talk about my main like that.
You don't get it, Ben. You don't get it, man. Go back to your speed runs, bro. Go back to your speed runs, man, buddy.
Is this some dumb Marvel Rivals thing? Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, not dumb. It's the most played game right now.
The moon haunts you.
Yeah, just like multiverses. Have fun when the downfall happens, little bro.
That's crazy, bro.
Daily users 2. It's the 2 of you.
That's crazy. Holy shit, man! Like that trailer, that was fantastic. That was. I will say, I don't know if I agree with wherever I saw that said it was like 82% of like the Disney D23 one. I think there was a substantial amount of footage that I don't remember seeing in the leaks one. But oh my god, man! And it gave us more context for the show too. We know that he's like on a break from being Daredevil. It sounds like. And I wonder what line that was crossed that made him stop being Daredevil.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see that. Ah, dude. And then like this new dynamic that they're going into, it seems like between him and Kingpin. It's super interesting to me. I saw a couple complaints about how like it looks ugly compared to the OG show.
This is so
like
stupid.
cinematography wise and whatnot. And it's like, yeah, I feel like it's a trailer. Like you can't really see much of anything of how the actual show is going to look. And also there was one shot early on in the trailer of like the overcast city. Like that shit looked that looked fire. I mean, I don't, but whatever. I'm not gonna bitch about my main man Matt. So
Yeah.
well, I don't know. I'm excited. It's obviously I already was excited, and I know I just complained that they waited so long to drop a trailer. But even if they didn't drop a trailer, I was gonna be there day one. Like, don't get me wrong. So this looks super cool. Again, not getting much of Foggy and Karen, and especially now we're not getting much of Foggy. Like there was another shot with Karen, but there was still no other shot with. I don't think we've seen a single shot of Foggy not on that street at nighttime, bro. What is gonna happen to Foggy?
Well,
This
you
shit's
know,
crazy.
that could probably be the line that was crossed. I wouldn't be surprised if the first episode or two is like right after season 3 Daredevil, something to do with Bullseye, because even Bullseye's in one, maybe 2 shots. I don't know if that was him on the subway station. I don't think it was, but he's for sure just in that one shot of like going to prison, which I can't remember because I know he was getting surgery. That's what the season ended on. Spoilers for Daredevil Netflix. I know he was getting surgery, but was he going to jail or
That could make sense, though.
were they performing?
Well, I'm sure
on
he
him in jail?
was.
Yeah.
They were so like let's just say for hypothetical and theory's sake, he got that surgery done or whatever. He woke up from it, and as we saw at the end of season 3, and then this is like what you're saying at the end of season 3. Like we see him going to jail, and then something happens to Foggy or Karen in those first couple or one episode, and then like there's a time jump, and we see Matt living his life without Daredevil.
There is quite a bit, and I keep forgetting his name, but they even throw in a little tiger roar towards the end to kind of tease
White Tiger.
To kind of tease the villain. There's a lot of him. Obviously, there's a lot of Kingpin, which I don't think he will be a villain. I mean, even just based on like quote unquote leaks of him and Daredevil having to team
Who's
up.
the other one?
What do you mean?
The Muse. That's
Muse.
the painter.
Muse.
Yeah. The painter guy. Yeah.
Yeah. So we see a lot of Muse and White Tiger, a lot of Vincent D'Onofrio, which leads me to think and again, even the poster where it's both of their heads together and based off quote unquote leaks, that they have to kind of put their pride aside, team up together to take down these bigger threats, which means we might not see Bullseye a lot. We might not see Foggy and Karen. All of that stuff could be resolved in the first 2 episodes. We move on and then tell our Daredevil story. But regardless, I mean, yeah, I'd like to come up with a new little like. If they were just harping too much on the Bullseye, Foggy, and Karen of it all, then it's like that's fine, but it would just be the like Robert Downey Jr. being cast as Doom complaints that we've been seeing, or the bringing back the Russo brothers complaints that we've been seeing. So I like, and I'm hopeful that they have what looks to be a new story of the character of Daredevil. Again, especially with the title Born Again, which plays into the crossing the line stuff. So I think there's a lot of really cool things here that will kind of keep this feeling fresh, feel like its own MCU thing now that we're in this next step and next phase for Daredevil. What a trailer. I mean, what a phenomenal trailer.
Yeah, I thought it was really cool. I definitely think, although we watched a low quality initial leaked trailer, this did feel very new. Like, I remember a couple of the shots, but even just like, and I don't even remember much of what we actually heard from the first trailer, but a lot of the dialogue throughout this one felt new and unfamiliar for me. So, on that front, it did feel like a very fresh first actual experience with this series. There's a lot riding on this show for me. Daredevil being one of my favorite shows just of all time. I am such a big fan. I was there when season 3 dropped to watch it. Probably way too young to watch the show when I first checked it out many years ago. But
He
I
was still in
loved
diaper
it.
chat.
What's
He was still in diaper chat, if you guys
Okay.
didn't know.
um
Also, one of his favorite TV shows ever of the 4 he's ever watched.
okay. Let's calm down here, okay? I could still have a favorite. Like, what do you mean?
You're right. You're right. My bad. My bad, man.
I could still have preference.
Hey, all right. Sorry. Damn.
But yeah, I really I need the show to deliver. I'm even probably going to make a YouTube video ahead of the release of the show, just kind of talking about my expectations as such a big fan of the series. And part of me is really worried just with Marvel's history recently, as well as specifically their history with series. Um, we know that they did a lot of scrapping and reworking of the story and whatnot. So if that's true, then like this has to be good, because why would they scrap it and rework it into something that's like still trash? So that's the one thing that I'm holding out hope for, is like they realized it was bad, so surely it can't still be bad. Like that would just be kind of dumb. But the trailer's great. The trailer's great. Everyone judging it based on its looks, I think, is a little silly. Kind of
Par for the
comparable.
course now too. Truthfully.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say comparable with the reaction to the Superman trailer. The people who are like recolor grading the Superman trailer to look like a Zack Snyder movie, or trying to compare it and whatnot. I don't know if you guys have seen this. People have been comparing the Superman trailer to shots from Madam Web. I don't know if you've seen that, but
have not seen that.
I'm not even joking. People have literally been putting shots side by side and saying that Madam Web has better cinematography than Superman.
That's crazy.
So yeah, very par for the course that
Jesus.
people will just find whatever to complain about. Which, like, yeah, it might be true that the cinematography is not on the same level as the Netflix shows, but at least for me, as like a very big fan of Daredevil's character and the first 3 seasons, that is nowhere near the top of my priority list for things that I need this show to deliver on. That is
Yeah.
such a small part of it. And there's so many other things that they just really need to nail for me. So I'm looking forward to it. It is crazy that it's coming out in like what 6 weeks.
Yeah,
It's early
almost a
March.
month. Yeah,
We're like not that far away from the show coming out.
Hey, we got to
So
get Invincible season 3 first. Okay, let's calm down.
that's crazy. I forgot how packed the start of this year was, and we haven't like hit the ground running yet. I mean, I know we just finished a show, but like it's about to just be back to back for the next like 3 or 4 months with big releases that we're very much anticipating. So it's gonna be crazy starting literally later this month. I mean, not that the Spider-Man show is anything crazy, but still, like it the start of
Sure.
just like a very very busy couple of months, which is really exciting.
it's gonna be a big
Last of the
year.
show in April.
Yeah, it's gonna be a big year. Kind of
I
glad.
can't wait. I cannot wait to be on this show, on that show, on this show, talking about that show
Yeah.
when it's time. I can't wait to. I'm gonna re-experience it for the first time through Benjamin. It's gonna be crazy.
It's just the story you're saying.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude, it's gonna be so good. Yeah, huge year. That's one of the reasons why I'm kind of glad TikTok is. I mean, not to get too off topic, but that it's going. Like at this point, I've run my course. I'm almost caught up with One Piece. There's not going to be more to post on there, so it's like, you know what? Let's just bow out of the race, and then I can put my time into different things and finally get a move on. And this is one of the big things. It's just how crazy this year is going to be, and how we're going to be here for it every week. Words from the Nerds podcast right here.
Thing that's a bummer for me, I will say, is like, damn, bro, we're gonna miss out on all the sick ass Invincible edits, the sick ass Daredevil edits, the sick ass Last of Us edits. Ain't gonna be nothing like that on YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels.
Instagram
Come on,
Reels.
No,
I gotta
man.
defend it a little bit.
I used to watch edits on Instagram Reels back before TikTok, and I guess it wasn't Reels back then. On Instagram, I used to watch edits. I literally thought that same thing. But then, and when my girlfriend was like begging me to get the app, and I was like, nah, bro, the edits just won't be the same. And dude, they cleared Instagram. I couldn't have been more wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'll be wrong this time too, but I doubt it.
They're not as highly edited, but I will say that there's a couple specific accounts that like I go back and rewatch some of the edits that they've done because I like it that much.
That's how
Hey,
it is, Benji.
say what
Don't get
you
me going here. Don't
say
get me
what you
going.
want, but this is my Red Note app right now. All right, I already got my
Oh
my
my
edits.
God, bro! How did you already shape it that way? That's great. How did you already get it to have all that?
Dude,
Bro
I'm
got on the app, immediately just went and started searching.
I did.
One Piece.
Dude, I got nothing but like this like plankton Chinese meme that everyone's like obsessed with in China. And I was like, okay, I've had enough of this. I need my like One Piece edits. This one's actually funny because it's every character looking up, and then this dude put himself in it. I'll see if you can catch it. He just. Oh my gosh! And then all the comments are just in Mandarin, which is golden. But Ben sent a little edit.
I want to say, I've been learning Mandarin. I want to say I have a 15-day streak. I've been doing it before everybody. I just saw a tweet today that said that Duolingo's gone up like 216% user thing for learning Mandarin.
Wow.
I was not doing it because of this TikTok thing. I rewatched Shang-Chi and I was like, yo, that'd be sick, bro. That'd be sick speaking Mandarin. And I just started doing it. And then now everybody's doing it because of this TikTok thing. I feel like I have the opposite
give
of
us
FOMO,
something.
bro.
Say something.
Give us something.
Say something and yeah.
Okay. Woshi da mama.
What the?
My mom. This is my mom.
Woshi da mama.
Woshi de mama.
Woshi da baba is this is my dad.
Bing chilling. What about that? Bing chilling.
Okay, I don't.
Have you not seen
See,
You haven't seen the John Cena video where he apologizes to I think it was Thailand. He apologizes, or to Taiwan, and he apologizes in full fluent Mandarin, and he ends it. He's like, "Won't chilling, being chilling." I don't know, it's stupid. Anyways, Ben sent a little edit
I've
from
never
Reels.
seen that.
I did send one.
Oh, is it a Spider-Man one? Oh, I have
Yeah,
to
I
watch
really-
it, I fear.
I like this guy a lot.
Dude,
He
that's
honestly-
Lotus. The first part is Spider-Man Lotus. That's
Oh,
100%
wow.
Spider-Man Lotus.
He no, it's not.
Yes,
Yeah,
it is. The first part where he runs on the bus, that's from Spider-Man Lotus.
That's not
100%.
TASM 2. Are we for
No.
real?
it's that same shot they use in every single promotional footage
Yeah,
of
for the
it,
movie, yeah.
which is
But
really
I think that's
well
the point,
done.
though. He's supposed to. He's basically saying that like this Spider-Man is better.
Yeah. A lot of his
yeah, I mean, this
videos
one
are
goes
like
crazy.
they're very similar. They use music from a guy who does really cool electric guitar riffs. And like does his own cool unique stuff, and then he'll take that and edit. So it's a lot of similar stuff edit wise. But I really like it. I think it's great.
Well,
I
catch us
agree
in-
with you
I
that
hope you're right,
like
man.
we're
I hope
not
you're right.
we're not close to what we would see on TikTok. Like I need my boy Troyer to hop on over and start still pumping that same effort into some YouTube shorts, but it's not completely lost though.
Ah, what a time we're in. What a time we're living in. So yeah, Daredevil
Sorry.
Born Again trailer. What a great trailer. Phenomenal trailer. Any other thoughts?
Hey, no, you're gonna react to the whole thing.
That's what I want to do. I want to react to a lot of like shows. I'm definitely going to do that with animes because that's what I was going to do on TikTok anyways, was just change the anime and just watch a different show. And so when I said that, when I actually posted another video separate of the one shilling out the podcast. I said if you want to keep watching my reactions, you can follow my YouTube. I'll be reacting to shows, to other animes as well, like Attack on Titan, JJK, Solo Leveling, and a lot of people in there were like, "Oh yeah, if you're watching Attack on Titan, for sure I'm there." Like, it was a lot of like overwhelming support for like, "Yeah, I want to see your reaction, so I got you. I'm heading over there." And it's what I wanted to do anyways. I wanted to do that whether TikTok was going or not. Once I was going to catch up on One Piece, I was going to like watch shows and trailers and react to them because I had already done that with One Piece. I kind of had the formula down. I knew how to do it, how to like change the opacity to kind of get past watching a show on YouTube, and it worked out pretty great. All three or four of my One Piece videos that I uploaded to my TikTok when I was doing that all passed the copyright, and anime's copyright apparently is like some of the like hardest to get around. So I figured if I can do that, I could easily watch a TV show and do it. So yeah, 1,000%. I want to, especially because like I think back to the WandaVision and not so much Falcon and Winter Soldier, but for sure like the like Evan Peters showing up in WandaVision and like watching that for the first time and like going and just doing nothing but watching people's reactions to it. Like that's what I wanted to do. And I was like, I want to do that whenever I can, which is why I got a PC. And so if Daredevil has anything like that, or even just those like moments that Daredevil exceeds at, where like in season 3, I don't know, there's this moment in maybe it's season 1, maybe it's season 3, I'm not sure, where Matt is like listening to a speech that Fisk gives, because he's like, oh, I finally was a step ahead of Wilson Fisk, like I finally got the high ground on him. And so he's like in his kitchen and he's listening to this speech that he's giving, and Fisk just spins the entire thing and gets the people right back on his side. And Matt just takes the radio and like smashes it or like slams the table, and then it just cuts to black and the episode's over. And like that moment watching it, I was literally sitting there like laughing to myself, being like, "Oh my god, there's no fucking way this show is amazing." And so even if there's any moments like that in Daredevil, obviously there's going to be some in The Last of Us, 1,000%. Like I want to be there for those moments to. That way, whenever someone like me is finished watching the episode and is like Daredevil episode 7 reaction, like I'm there to have it out there. So 1,000%, yeah.
He's on that blind wave.
Those are the exact guys that I would always flock to. Them and there's these two dudes that sit in front of their computer and do it. It's just the two of them. But they have
I like blind wave because they reacted to all of Chuck. They're the goats.
Anyways,
bro, shut up, both of you, bruh. Damn, y'all got poor taste.
Charlie, the people have spoken. I'm not gonna let you forget that. Anyways, Ben, what were you saying?
I was gonna say, I mean, Blind Wave is good inspiration because they they kind of live the dream, no? Like,
yeah.
What are we talking about?
No, seriously.
React to stuff.
Let me pull up with my friends
got
and watch some TV.
Huge ass friend group. They just watch TV and post the video. That's crazy.
Other people edit it down for them and whatnot.
Oh, that'd be a dream. That'd be a dream. Well, I got my thumbnail maker right here. I'm about to start hiring him to start making my thumbnails.
Yeah. Actually, that's what y'all should comment, bro. Y'all should comment if you like the thumbnails, bro. That's what y'all should let us know. 100%, bro. 100%.
Yeah, no, they're good. They're good.
Because these guys are no help. Every time I make a thumbnail, I'm like, hey, do you guys like it? Now, hold up. What'd you say? Yeah, it's just all right, I guess. Whatever. I don't give a fuck. Hey, we gonna start this podcast or what? I swear to God, bro.
No, we actually are very vocal because we tell you that it's terrible.
Yeah, if anything, we're the opposite. All right,
As soon as you reveal it, we're yelling at you.
All the future shows we've been talking about, we got one that we just finished that we need to conclude, and that, my friends, is Creature Commandos. We got last week's and the week before to talk about in this glorious podcast episode, and I want to hear from Ben first.
Yeah, I am very fresh on these. I actually watched them today, which, I mean, they're short, so it's really easy to knock a couple out. But do we want to go episode by episode or just kind of talk about like them combined / the entire show? What are we thinking?
I'm fine just going straight in. I mean, you could give your thoughts on both episodes, but yeah, you can take both in your turn.
Okay. Yeah, I think episode 6, it took a very similar approach to what we had seen previously, which is kind of highlighting a little bit of the backstory of one of our characters and then how that ties into our main story. I didn't find this one to be as compelling as previous ones. Just it didn't carry as much emotional weight. Obviously, you still have just the side of like a lot of these characters are very misunderstood or were abused, and so them being conceived as villains or even just having their powers in the first place isn't really a fault of theirs, and it's not because they're bad people. It's just that they were in bad circumstances, and then ultimately they made mistakes on top of that and kind of leaned into that since they were already viewed negatively. So I do like I like that aspect of it, of kind of humanizing our characters. You don't just view them as crazy rage monsters. So I did really like that episode 6, kind of ramping us up into the finale. And the finale, I think, I'm surprised at how well it stuck the landing. I know, like, very early on, I was critical about just like what our story was going to be within this show. And I thought, we were going to move on from the princess and this castle. Like that mission felt like kind of just early setting things up, introduce the characters, and then get into something larger. And they never really did that other than introducing the element with Cersei and the professor and the prediction of the future and whatnot. That was really the only thing that was introduced into the story. Other than that, like we really stuck with this princess and the castle and how our Creature Commandos and Amanda Waller's team tied into that. And so I'm surprised by the end of it that I'm like, I feel like they really stuck the landing because it played it very basic when it comes to like they set things up in the first episode and we basically stick with that the entire time, and it's just learning more about our characters, and the storyline feels very much like a secondary part of this vehicle of the show where the primary thing is the characters. I think that helped a lot, and of course with the finale they focused in on another character and probably one of the better just emotional backstories and connections that they set up for this story. So I really like how that fit into everything. And I was worried about this initially, like when they started doing the whole like backstory for a character every single episode. When they started doing that, I worried that it was going to get old quickly and feel repetitive. But even now, getting it, through the seventh episode, I actually think that like that is what made the show what it was. And story-wise, you still can't point to anything like really amazing that happened here. But there's something about the way that they told the story and gave us more information about the characters that made me care about it more than I expected to. So by the end, I was a pretty big fan of the show. I still don't think it was like anything absolutely mind blowing.
Yeah.
But like for what it is, Creature Commandos, and you kind of have this expectation of like knockoff Suicide Squad. I think I'm pleasantly surprised that like it's not just exactly what I expected. It didn't just play it safe. I had a good time with the entire show. And I think they handled the approach to it in a unique enough way that I just really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I absolutely am just in love with James Gunn's backstories, his understanding of characters and how to go about them. And I think he was the perfect person to run a show like this. What, Charlie? What?
I don't think that's a word, man.
We
Understanding?
both heard it, Charlie.
Yeah, I don't think that's
Understanding isn't a word? Like
don't know.
you come to an understanding?
You come
Yeah,
to
I
an
don't
understanding.
Yeah. I don't
Wait,
think
what?
understanding is
Y'all
a
are
word.
blowing my mind right now. Is this a Mandela effect?
I mean, you've never used that word on the 2
No,
years
I've
we've
never
been doing
heard
this
this.
podcast. I've never heard you say that.
The ability to understand something or the fact of understanding something.
Okay, if that's the case, then I'm wrong. I said I could be wrong, so in fairness.
Well, apparently it's a combination of understanding and agreement. So I guess we both kind of don't.
I've
know what
never
we're
heard that
talking
word
about.
ever. I don't think.
I've never heard that.
Yeah, like we're coming to an understanding. What? Really? Am I tweaking out right now?
No, I've never heard, dude. Yeah,
Maybe-
like Ben
well,
said,
maybe
just
I
heard coming
used
to
it
an
wrong.
understanding.
Maybe I used it wrong. I'll agree on that, but it's definitely. Oh wait, yeah, yeah, understanding.
Okay.
Oh, never mind. It's not an English word, but Word Hippo says. Oh, I don't know. I guess
Word
it's
Hippo.
not. Yeah, Word Hippo.
Well-known,
Well
credible
known.
dictionary. Word Hippo.
Whoa! What the heck? Anyways, y'all know what I mean. All right, we can move past.
No,
it.
yeah, I mean, I just because you said you wanted us to mention when you say the one.
No,
I
no,
can't
no,
remember
no,
what
no.
it is
Yeah,
now, but
please,
If you
please.
did it again, then I'd remember it. But yeah,
I actually think I did
Avengers
it.
Doomsday.
Doomday.
Yeah, and then Ben did that.
I actually think I did it again in my Daredevil video where I was like watching the reaction and I was like, or I was watching the trailer and I was like, I have so much thoughts right now, and but I have so many thoughts right now. So after the reaction, I was like, I have so many thoughts to correct myself. But whatever, you know. Hey, we're human, all right.
For sure.
He understands and he knows how to tell a perfect backstory, how to create and craft a backstory, a compelling backstory for a character, and I appreciate that. And I think anybody else trying to do a 7-episode show where almost every episode has a backstory for their characters probably wouldn't have gone as great as this. I think the Phosphorus one was a huge standout. I think the best one by far was Nina's backstory, and the way it ties into the story and the way it helps you look at these characters and what they do and how they just go about killing all of these people in the most heinous ways possible. How you could still look at that and be like, I get it, you know, especially with the bride and that line she has where she's like, she was one of the only ones that had any good in her veins. You can understand it enhances the story that's currently going on. And so I appreciate that a lot. I think that aspect of this show is perfect. I actually did come around and really love, like what Ben said, having this story just centered around the princess and this predicament of who's right, who's wrong, and how do we get to the end of it and take out the biggest threat possible. I thought it was really cool. Again, to agree with Ben, I don't think it was anything groundbreaking. I thought it was good, and at this point, that's fine. Anything other than trash or useless or doesn't need to be made, anything above that is a win for DC right now. I think it's I mean honestly, especially with how Zack Snyder has tackled some of the previous films, some of the other duds like Aquaman, and just these all right or trash projects that DC has put out. Obviously pre-Batman, or pre the Batman. Talking about the old DC universe. I think that any win or anything above average is a win right now, is what I'm trying to say. And I think it's a great start to the DCU. I love how gritty it is. I hope we get some more animated stuff that's as gritty as this was. Just ripping people's faces off and like grabbing people's hearts out of their body and just crushing it. I am a huge fan of it. I loved all of it. I love the ability to just not hold back and just tell a fucking awesome story with some sick animation and some gorgeous death scenes to people who deserve it. I thought it was great. And so, yeah, not anything groundbreaking, but, you know, it didn't need to be groundbreaking, in my opinion. Especially with where we leave things, the characters that we leave with. I think we are in a perfect spot. I think it was a great season 1. If we see more, phenomenal. If we don't see more Creature Commandos, but we do see them in other projects, even better. So yeah, I think overall it shows a big fat W, because while it wasn't the greatest thing to ever grace our eyes, it also wasn't bad. And that's all I cared about going into it and leaving it. So W, James Gunn, W, star to the DC universe. I don't have a lot of complaints. Man, all right, now let's. All right, chat. All right, chat. Now let's hear from the biggest glazer of the DC universe in the room right now. Go ahead.
That's funny because I feel like I'm the one who's going to come in here and say that it was bad. I'm just kidding.
I was like, oh, then go for it.
But I do think I am the least positive on it. It sounds like out of all of us. It felt so underwhelming to me, and you mentioned this when you were talking about it, Ben, and you also mentioned it in past episodes of the show. One of your worries, I think, was that each episode was just going to be a formulaic focus on one character's backstory, and then bounce back and forth between that and the present day. And I don't know if you guys watched the Arrow TV show. I know Ben didn't. But that's kind of what the Arrow TV show did a lot. It's like, because the premise of that show is like he was stranded on an island for 5 years, and then the show is actually taking place when he's back from the island. He was presumed dead on the island. But then at every episode, there's probably like 4 flashbacks or something to at that time period 5 years ago on the island what he was doing. And like initially, like it's somewhat cool, but it's a formula that gets really tiring really quickly, especially because they did it for 5 seasons, because each season was a year of the island. And so, and don't get me wrong, I enjoyed these flashbacks. I did, and I think that they did great character work within all of them. It just, I don't know. It's a formula that got stale to me, and I found myself at a certain point just wanting to focus on what was currently happening, and I wanted to get the story moving along. Because, and I like how you put it too. I'm surprised that the ending worked for me. That they did land it, because I was not expecting to like it for where we had left off with it. But even though, with that being said, there were a couple things that I didn't really enjoy too much. Like I can't remember which one you brought up, the bride and I forgot the fish girl's name, being
Nina.
being friends or whatever.
Say her
Nina?
name.
Thank
Nina.
you. Thank you. You're right. Yes, yes. But at the very end, like I did guess that she was. I figured if somebody was going to die, it was going to be her, because we've had no time with her, and it was either going to be her or Weasel. Excuse me, that's what I thought, her or Weasel, and it did end up being her. And then I do think it's a cool moment at the end, the bride coming to the realization while she's in the room with the princess and letting her know, like, I know your plan and everything, and how it all worked out. And she's like, I want you to know, I'm not killing you to save the world or anything. I'm killing you because you killed my friend, one of the only good people. And it kind of their friendship rang hollow for me. And like, unless I missed some points or something that I just wasn't paying attention to, I never really found their bond to be growing very well throughout the entire show. There was like, all they had was just team conversations about how they're going to survive X thing, or how they're going to get X thing done. I never really got like a friendship building. I got more of a friendship building vibe from Frankenstein and Flag than I did from Bride and Nina, And so it's a cool moment, sure, but it ultimately, I just shook my desk, but it ultimately like rings hollow. Like it doesn't feel very powerful to me in that way. Still was good though. And honestly, yeah, their plan to have her come up underneath the princess and stab her. You're a fish. You can breathe. Just grab her and hold her down there. Why did you need a knife?
Yeah.
Just grab her and hold her, and then she'll come back up. It looks like she drowned, and then you guys can just sneak away. Like, that's a CinemaSins thing, though. It doesn't matter. But I don't know. It was a good show overall. I did enjoy it. I will be looking forward to season 2. But as you guys said, not very groundbreaking, and I feel like even less so for me. It was just like it was an okay thing. I'm not upset that I watched it, but I also don't think that like my time couldn't have been spent better doing something else, So
I
enjoyable show.
I just want to ask, how big of a bitch does Rick Flag look like now? Now that the season's over. Now that the season's over. All right.
I mean, yeah, that he does. Yeah, okay, yeah. He does. Yep. But I mean, we called that. We said that she was gonna be evil. We said that, bro. We said that on day 1. We said that.
Yeah. I just remember you being like, not you specifically, maybe you specifically, I can't remember.
What?
Just
No,
being
I
like,
did,
oh,
I did
well.
combat you on him being a bitch thing.
Like, I think you were like, oh, well, he's, I mean, who knows? It's not like confirmed that she's like bad anyways. It's not like we'll just have to see how it plays out. And then not Amanda Waller. Who was it? Somebody even says, oh yeah, Rick Flag would just like basically said, oh yeah, Rick Flag was just thinking with his dick and like almost fucked this up. Like, I'm like, come on,
Okay.
is that a W for me?
Yeah, I was wrong. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Not that it even matters. I mean, come on. Would you have
No, I
liked
just
a
like to be right
different,
there.
like, how do y'all feel about, you're stupid. How do y'all feel about this being, like, and you can literally just say, I don't care at all. Like, how do you feel about this being the kickoff to the DC universe? Like, is there anything you would have
Well,
preferred, or, like, just your thoughts on this
I
now
mean,
that it's over?
Superman. I'd prefer Superman.
Yeah.
But I think because we had talked about this before, and I think even James has said like the true start of the DCU is Superman, and we can say that as much as we want, sure, but it's a weird choice to put this one first though. Like why was it so and it really doesn't change anything. It doesn't affect anything for the way I view the DCU. I want to clarify this. But it's just like why did we want to put this one out first? Like why was that a necessity? You know? Like why couldn't we just chill on DC stuff for a minute until Superman drops in July and then like I don't know, September time this year, Creature Commandos comes out. And then we go on to whatever's after that, Lanterns, Supergirl, whatever.
Yeah.
It just like, why did we need to get this show out right now? I don't know. It's a weird choice, but it doesn't matter at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It really doesn't.
Yeah, I think the reason why I care even less about it is because this this story specifically ties into characters and storylines that we've already gotten that are canon to this universe, with like Peacemaker, and with the Suicide Squad. So we're kind of like we're following that, and so this doesn't, to me, like this doesn't feel like the start to the DC universe, because if this is the start, then Suicide Squad was the start. Like that's just how I view it in my head, as I kind of lump that together.
Yeah.
So for me, I don't really care. I think all of us are waiting for Superman, and I do agree that like why couldn't they have released it after? And you could justify it by saying that Creature Commandos, some of the characters are going to show up in Superman, and so you needed a bridge between where they've been and where they're going. Who knows? But regardless, I
Now,
don't.
sorry to interrupt you, but now when I see Rick Flag in Superman, I'm just gonna think, hey, you're kind of dumb. You're kind of
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah, please
Yeah,
keep
which,
your
maybe
plans away
he's-
from Superman, please, all right? Whatever ideas you have.
Yeah. So I really don't think it matters. For most people, just we're waiting for Superman.
I will say I do like the little team we're left off with. Phosphorus, the Bride, and Weasel. I'd love to see Phosphorus and the Bride come to live action. Especially now that they're with King Shark. I almost called him
I was gonna say,
Jeff the
don't sleep on
Shark.
my boy.
Yeah. Now that they're together, as like kind of our new Suicide Squad. So I mean, who knows? Maybe James Gunn finds a way to work that into the universe, or maybe even just a Creature Commandos season 2. Regardless, I do like the characters that we're left off with. And I guess I forget his name, Mr. Nazi. I guess he's there as well, which could have probably
Robot.
could have probably left him out, but it's fine. He can come back. So yeah, I do like that. I do like where we leave it. If any future projects involving them is in the plans, I'm all for it. I'm fine with it. So yeah, that was Creature Commandos. Creature Commando. I forget where the S goes. Creature Commando.
Yeah, at the end.
Season 1. Creature Commandos. Okay. Because I think I might have even asked you that earlier covering the show. Creature Commandos.
Understandment.
We've all come to an understanding that the show was good. And that about wraps it up, baby. Nice little episode. Got to catch up a little bit. If you ever see any breaks, no need to worry. I mean, we're here, baby. We are here. And we are here to stay and cover all of this amazing stuff. What a great start to the year. I think this would be our second episode of the year, right? Because we recorded What If the day before New Year's Eve, and then we posted it in the New Year's. But this is our first recording post New Year's. So, what a time to be alive. Got a lot in store. We don't have anything next week in terms of TV shows, but, maybe we got some cool little concepts to play around with. A nice little draft, maybe. I don't know. We'll cook something up, baby. All right? That's what we're here for. We can get back to the roots of this. Back to one of our most viewed episodes in the past couple months. Playing games and doing drafts. Ben still has a Jeopardy he's supposed to be working on. Who knows what's happening with that. So we'll keep you updated. We will keep you updated on all that. And nonetheless, regardless of what it is, we will see you next week. And don't forget, Charlie, watch One Piece. And I will see you in the next one. Guys, I think my Wi-Fi is horrible, so I will log off for us. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.